guys. So, I'm a little tired today, and I just figured I would go ahead and, oh, hey sweetie. You want to see my kitty cat that I talk about all the time? Here she is. This is Ivy. She made it into my makeup room today, so she's happy. Well, she doesn't look happy, but I promise she is. So, anyway, we're going to do a really old tag, and it is KathleenLights Made Me Buy It. So I have a box full of stuff, and I don't know. I think some of it is different than what other people have put in their videos, so at least I'm hoping so. I haven't watched any in, I don't know, at least a year or something, but yeah, I'll put Ivy down and we will get started on this. There you go, sweetie. Okay, the first thing is Makeup Geek shadows. She's the first one that I personally heard of talking about them and how great they are. And so I proceeded to buy these. And then I also bought this awesome, well, I put this together, and I actually bought the Makeup Geek vaults, the little mini travel 9-pan vaults. And this one I put together as kind of a dupe for the peach palette, like the main shadows. I mean, there's no green or anything in here, but there's the brown and there's just peaches and pinks. This looks like a yellow, but it's not. It is chickadee. It's pretty orange. Yeah, so anyway, there's Jimi Hendrix. Really shaky Jimi Hendrix. But anyway, there's that. And then I got this Autumn Glow one that Makeup Geek put together themselves. And I have only swatched it, and I've had it since last autumn. But that's just because I have so many shadows, and I honestly forget what I own. I just forget. I need to start doing an everyday drawer, or like a weekly everyday drawer, so where I pull out kind of like a shop your stash and shop my stash and use some palettes, you know, for an entire week, so that I actually rotate through my collection because I just have way too many. But that was the first thing that I heard her rave about that I ended up buying. The second was this, take it out of the little container. One thing I can say about this is a generic Foreo Luna mini, and it's this little guy, and then it has bigger sides, or bigger bristles on this side. I use that to put in, like, help put in serums and stuff, and this is the side that I use for washing. But oh, it finally died. I haven't used it. It finally died. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, because I've had this thing for, I'd say 9 or 10 months at least. Probably more. I don't know. I'm really bad at judging things like that. And I haven't had to charge it. So I guess I'll be charging it today. I haven't used it in about a week. So anyway, she did a comparison of I don't know, one of the Foreo Lunas, and then I know she talked about a dupe from Amazon. And I really wanted this because I didn't want to buy a Clarisonic. So I ended up buying this guy for less than $20. I know that, because I wouldn't have spent more than that on it. And it's just been the greatest thing. Like, when you feel like you have to do like a Biore or a pore strip or anything like that, you just cleanse with this little guy and you get in there and it gets rid of everything and it makes your skin like baby butt smooth. It's so amazing. I just absolutely love it. So that was one thing that she made me buy. Here's another. Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. I bought both of them. I have Dulce de Leche, and what color is this? Caramel Toffee, or caramel, however you want to say it. This one, I use this guy for contouring, and then I use actually both of these for under eye, because this one is brightening and it's so great. So yeah, I use both of them and I love them. You can tell I use this one more because it's dirtier, but I do use this one a decent amount. And she got me hooked. She definitely got me hooked. I'm actually going to do a Wet n Wild video for my next video, I think, because I realized that I have like a bigger Wet n Wild collection than I thought. So I kind of want to do the best and the worst of Wet n Wild, although pretty much they're all going to be best because they're things that I own and didn't get rid of and didn't, you know, I don't know, didn't pass on. But yeah. And anyway, oh, my hat. I'm wearing a hat today because, I don't know, I just put it on this morning to go pick up my kid and I just left it on. So here you go. Meow to you. The next thing is Hourglass, the ambient lighting powders. I have mine in Luminous Light, and I use it as a finishing powder, and I really use it. I'm like starting to get holes in it and everything, and it's pretty dirty. But yeah, no, you can see everything in this. Let's cover this up here. We'll do the YouTube thing and cover up the mirror. Just ignore my nails because they need to be done. This is another thing that I'll talk about later, kale polish. I have had this stuff on. It did not chip until day 11. Granted, I put on a base coat and I put on a top coat, but I only put on one coat of polish and it didn't chip until day 11. It was nuts. Even my kid put it on and she is hard on her nails and it took about 6 days for it to chip. So anyway, this is in Mozart. So anyway, this is the Luminous Light, and I will use this guy because there's what it looks like. Ow, I just pinched myself in that. See if you can even see it on here. You can use it as a highlighter, obviously. I mean, you can see it on my hand, but I like to use it lightly and just dust it all over as a finishing powder before, like after I've put on my foundation. That's the word for it. Foundation and concealer, and then I put that on before I put on my bronzer and everything, and it just gives the skin a great look. And sometimes I'll dust a little bit on my cheekbones before I put on highlighter, just, I don't know, to spread out the light a little bit. But speaking of highlights, here are 3 that I see. The first one is the e.l.f. Baked Blush, which obviously is not a highlight, but in the shade Pinktastic. And it's incredible. It's such a pretty highlight. Get it in the light there. So pretty. And she swatched it, she used it all the time, and if you can see it there, it's just such a nice subtle, but you can build it up. to be a little more blinding. I don't know. It's just the greatest highlight. There we go. That shows it a little bit better. So, e.l.f. in Pinktastic, I bought because of Kathleen. And the funniest thing about it is that I put it in my e.l.f. cart, and then I went to go check out like a day or two later, and they said it was out of stock. Yet they still sent it to me. So like, I don't know, they must have put it in my cart and then like took it out of the inventory or something. I don't know what they did, but they still had one left to send to me, and I was so excited about that. The next one is, of course, another Wet n Wild, the Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. I have all the colors, but Precious Petals is the one that she made me buy. She just talked about it all the time, and it's just so pretty. I'll put it in the light over here. That makes a lot more sense. And she definitely raved about it enough that, whoa, that looks kind of like Pinktastic. Just a shade darker. But it's a great glow. Both of those are just great glows. I love them. So thank you, Kathleen, for all of this so far. The next one is the Physicians Formula Vegas Strip Light Bronzer. It says Vegas Strip / Light Bronzer. It is the Shimmer Strips Custom Bronzer and Blush and Eyeshadow. So I don't use it for bronzer or anything, but I generally just take these top two shades and mix them together. And I think that's what she does also. And it comes out with a really nice gold highlight. It's this one right here. And it's like, I don't know, $6, $7 at the drugstore. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So that's another one. I'm going through this kind of quickly, simply for the fact that I have a lot in here. Okay, so I was trying to decide what Naked palette I wanted a long time ago. And I ended up going for Naked 3 before I even got Naked 1, which I have here. But I went for a Naked 3 because of the rose-toned shades and because of Kathleen's tutorials. Oh my gosh, she made this palette, which I don't even really like anymore, but it was the first high-end thing that my fiance got me, so I'm never getting rid of it, and I'm going to make myself use it. But yeah, Naked 3. I bought this strictly because of her tutorials. Only reason. I keep my brushes in mine. You can tell I've used it. I used to use it all the time. I would put, let's see, where is it? Limit as a transition shade, and then I would put Nooner in my crease, and then I would wet Dust and put that on my lid. And then this is a great brow bone highlight, and for your inner corner. What is the name of that one? Can't even see it. Strange. Duh, I knew that too. Liar is also a pretty good color. But I strictly bought this because she did like 3 tutorials with it, and she made it look absolutely amazing. So yeah, Naked 3. Thank you, Kathleen. The next one I only have the box of because I can see it popping out of my primer drawer right now, and that is the Becca First Light priming filter. Not the backlight, but the First Light. Everybody talks about the backlight one all the time, and Kathleen loves the First Light, and since she's not necessarily like the same skin tone, but she has dry skin and she's fair, and I don't know, we both like warm shades and stuff. There's just a lot of stuff that she likes that I end up really liking, so I went ahead and tried out this priming filter, and I wish I had it right here so I could put it on the back of my hand and show how cool it looks, but I suck at this apparently, so no, just kidding. Another one wasn't directly, well, it was directly influenced by her. She did the Naked Heat versus the Tartlet Toasted palette comparison, and I really liked the Tartlet Toasted. So I'm going to shut my door real quick because my fiance is downstairs filming a video for his business. So anyway, I realized that I didn't need all of the shades that are in the Toasted because I tend to have a lot of things like that already. So I bought this little Tartlet Flirt, which is the little baby sister of the Tartlet Toasted. And it's got a nice mirror in there, and it's got the cool as in like neat, cool, not cool toned. They're obviously warm tone shades. But yeah, I bought that strictly because of her. I decided I wanted the Toasted instead of the Naked Heat, but I realized I didn't need the Toasted, so I got the Tartlet Flirt. Next thing, another Wet n Wild. And this one doesn't really need much talking about because it's just so amazing and everyone knows about it. The Comfort Zone palette, the original. So yeah, why don't I just put them all on this side? I don't know why I'm halfway through the video, and hopefully more than halfway because we're at 17 minutes. Yeah, this shade is amazing. I did a look with it that I think I might do a tutorial on. I used this and the Urban Decay Distortion palette with it, and it was so amazing. But this is amazing on its own because you just put down a black shadow. I like to use a cream one. You put this color over it, and then you blend it up into the crease, and in the crease, this color doesn't really show up the way that it shows in the pan, so it shows up more of a brown. And let's see if I can get all this highlighter off of my hand and swatch this. So if you can see, it basically looks brown, but then you can see that blue in there. Hence why it's kind of a dupe for the MAC's Blue Brown. But you really only get the brown when you blend it out, and then you get this blue when you put it over a base. So I don't know. These shades are amazing, and if you can pick it up before you get the new formula, I would do it because, I don't know, I bought a second one just in case the new formula isn't the best. The new formula hasn't come around in my city yet, so yeah. That's another one she made me buy. I have kind of a lot in here, but I'll go through it fast. I already talked about one of them. Okay, the Wet n Wild bronzer, Color Icon bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana. This is great for an all over, like how I use the Hourglass Luminous Light just as a finishing powder. It's great for that. It's great for setting your eyes, under eyes. It's great for a highlight if it's like winter and you haven't self-tanned or anything. But I don't know, it's so light. I don't understand how that is supposed to be a bronzer. Let's see if I can swatch it here without. I'll swatch it on my arm, and you won't be able to see it. There we go. It's right there. I'm sure you've seen it before, but Anyway, yeah, it's just, if you don't put it on that heavy, as I just did for that swatch, it's just amazing, and it brightens up your under eyes, and it just is a good finishing powder for your face if you are fair. So, the next thing is e.l.f. It's a little blush duo. Blush and bronzer, I'm not sure. And it's in St. Lucia. And this is just the prettiest color. I like to blend both of them, and I forget what she said. She said if she blends both of them, it makes the same color as some NARS blush. I don't know. But all I know is that when you blend both of them, it makes an amazing, beautiful blush. So that's another one. We're at 20 minutes. I'm hurrying up. Dream Street. Does anything need to be said about this? Of course I bought it because of her. Of course I did. Oh my gosh. She makes amazing palettes. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous for every day. It's gorgeous for a bold look, pop of color, pop of fun. It's just, it's amazing. So, there's that. Morphe and KathleenLights. Duh, bought that because of her. Last year, I used this color in my crease, and I lined my lower lid with this color for a Christmas look, and it was just the prettiest thing ever. These colors are just amazing. I love how these two are the same but not, so you can use, you know, one of them's shimmery, one of them's matte. It's satiny. It's not really shimmery. But, yeah. I mean, I haven't used it a whole lot, but I definitely bought it because of her. I can't find the right one. This is just an original Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Eyeshadow primer potion, I'm sorry. I know I was saying the name wrong, but in the shade Enigma, because it covers up, it acts like a concealer and a primer in one. And I can't find mine, but bought it because of Kathleen. I bought this Real Technique setting brush, I almost said setting spray, for highlighter. I didn't buy it to set my under eyes. It is perfect to buff out highlighter and get up. I put a highlighter like up over here and everything. It's just absolutely perfect for that. And down your nose it fits. It fits over the Cupid's bow and right there. And those are all the spots that I highlight my face. And I don't know, there's probably product on here. But anyway, yes, bought this because of her. The Muru Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Mine is in the shade Light, but the smell of it is just phenomenal. I mean, I think out of all the smelly makeup that I have, this is my favorite. I love when my brush smells like it afterward. And I hate the packaging. I saw that Nicole Cutler actually depotted hers, but I do like that there is a mirror in there and you can see me twice. Kathleen's just raved about it. Everybody's raved about it, but it was because of Kathleen that I bought it. Okay, here's just one in the quad. I bought both quads. I bought from ColourPop Where the Light Is and Where the Night Is. And this one is in what else but KathleenLights. I'm not going to swatch it because these just seem to swatch the same as they look in the pan, I guess. That was a weird finger quote. So, yeah. I bought both of these because of her, both quads, and they're just the best because she's the best. Going along with ColourPop, I bought ColourPop in general, which below this Urban Decay thing is this big, like 4-drawer, has all my ColourPop shadows in there. This has all my lippy sticks, if you can see that. And this has all of my liquid lipsticks from them. And then I have another drawer that has more eyeshadows. But of course, I bought Alyssa November, and those are ones that she did as collabs. So got those because of her. This one, Fairy Floss, is a gloss, and it's so pretty. Let's swatch it here. She raves about it. She says that she carries it in her purse all the time, and it is just the perfect. I don't have anything on my lips, so I'm actually going to put it on. And it just adds so much, but so little at the same time. You can just see that sheen, and it's so pretty. So I am really, really, really glad that she raved about it. I also got Lumiere, which is my favorite. The lippy sticks are my favorite of all the ColourPop anyway, next to the pressed shadows. But Lumiere is my favorite lippy stick, and I carry it in my purse most of the time because it's just a perfect, like my lips but better color. And I definitely bought that because of her. I have, let's see, the Aquarius Lippy Pencil. I have, what else do I have? Oh, Mr. Bing. I have Mr. Bing. I have Mr. Bing. Oh my gosh. I have not used it because I didn't know that I had it. Like you can see, it's not even touched. I'm like a giddy little girl right now. Oh my gosh, I have Mr. Bing. Yay! Nicole Cutler. I keep talking about her, but I just watch her and love her. And she was just talking about it in some favorite video or something like that. And yeah, so I was just like, oh, I need to buy that. But I don't. I have it. And then I have just more cream gel liners because she talks about the cream gel liners just in general. I have Besto, which I actually have, I don't know where I put it, but I actually have the gel liner of it too. Not the pencil version, but the gel that you need a brush with. I have that. I ordered it twice without knowing it. I have Show Me, and I have Get Paid. And Show Me is so pretty for when you're doing a bronze look. And this too, it like lightens up your eye so much. So, okay, we are down to, oh, here's Besto. Found it. Guess I put it in there to talk about. Down to 1, 2, 3, 4 products, and I already talked about one of them, so it'll be quick. This is the Wet n Wild Illuminati Highlighting and Concealing Pen. And you can tell I've used a lot of it. And you just turn this up and goop comes out of there, and then you just wipe it under your eyes. And it's good for just light makeup days light coverage days, but when you still want to brighten everything up. And she's raved about that, and so I tried it out and I loved it. Okay, here is just some of my KL polish. I just figured I'd show you this. It's missing Mozart because that is right here. So this was the fall collection, the 70s vibe. I have other individual ones that I've purchased, and I'm going to buy a few Christmas ones or winter ones also. But I already went on about how great those polishes are, so we'll leave that at that. The Tartlet in Bloom. She was the main one. I know everybody raves about it, like a lot of these products, but she was the main one who really talked about it. And this is it. It's so beautiful. It just has the best colors in it, and it doesn't look like it, but I use it all the time, and I have her to thank for it. So, last product, and it's like gone, I need to order more, is the Scandinavia setting spray. The makeup finishing spray in bridal. That's the important thing. Bridal, I think. All the Scandinavia stuff is great. They make the Urban Decay ones, the all-nighter, and the, you know, all of their setting sprays. Scandinavia does make them, but I just personally believe that the Scandinavia, buying from them, they're the same price, and they offer you discounts, which Urban Decay does not as often. I'm always getting emails from Scandinavia saying like 20% off, and then you get, you know, 2 free mini ones with it and free shipping. And I just love the bridal one because I've taken a shower. I have washed my hair and the makeup did not come off my face. It just didn't. This has a really good spray. If you can see that, it's just a nice fine mist. It doesn't taste the greatest, but you're not really supposed to taste it, so ignore that. But this stuff is so great. Like, I will be wearing it on my wedding day. And I am over a half an hour, so I'm going to end really quickly. But yeah, I'll be wearing it on my wedding day. It's the best because it doesn't mattify. It doesn't make your skin dewy. It just takes your makeup and sets it. It sets what you did. If you had a dewy look, you'll still have a dewy look, but it'll be set in place. If you had a matte look, it'll still set it as matte. If you had a satin finish, go out and buy this. Seriously, the best thing ever. Just get online, Scandinavia.com, and you'll be blown away. So anyway, that is all that I have for what KathleenLights made me buy, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope some of the stuff was different than what other people have put out there. My box is empty, so yeah, I am finished, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye. Oh, you guys are still here? You are? I said goodbye. What are you still doing here? Okay, yeah, I forgot something. We went out to dinner right after I finished the video, and it just totally hit me in the head really hard that my favorite product was one that I completely left out. So I know this is going to make for an even longer video now, but it was just sitting behind me right there the entire time, and I can't not include it, so I'm going to include it. And it is the KathleenLights Makeup Geek Highlighter Palette. This thing is so beyond wonderful. I don't use this color very often because I'm not dark enough, but it is a good like bronzer topper, blush topper. But these two colors, this rose gold and this like champagne, are absolutely amazing. And I know you've seen the videos of it and everything, but I just have to show you again the swatches. And then what I normally do, right there is the champagne, and this one is the rose gold. And then what I normally do is I mix them to get a really cool color. And that's that one right there. There we go. And you can tell it's just got, it's a little bit darker, but it's got a good mix of both of these. And then we'll swatch the last one just for fun, even though I don't use it. We'll swatch it right here. And if you can see it, there we go. I'm smart. I know what I'm doing here. That is the one that is dark, but is good for a shimmery bronzer if you want to top your bronzer off with it. So these colors are named Sunlight, Starlight, and Nightlight. And I believe this is Sunlight, Starlight, this is those mixed, and then this one is Nightlight. So anyway, I just had to include that in this video, and I swear, I promise, if I think of something else, I won't hop back on here. But yes, this. Love it. Just love it, love it, love it. So anyway, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this last little part, and I appreciate it. And I guess you'll see me in my next video, which will be my Wet n Wild one. I have to get everything together for it, but thankfully this video isn't going up for 2 days, so the day after tomorrow. So I have a few days to get everything together to have the video go up in 4 days. So anyway, yeah. Thanks again, and peace out.